Your thoughts are poisoning your reality, but tonight you'll activate the same manifestation power Marcus Aurelius used to build history's greatest empire. Welcome to Dream Codex, where ancient wisdom becomes your personal advantage. Tonight, you'll discover the exact method Marcus used to transform plague, war, and betrayal into the greatest empire in history. Close your eyes now, if they aren't already closed, and allow your body to settle naturally into this moment of complete rest. Feel the weight of your body sinking into perfect comfort. Hear your breathing naturally slowing. Notice the sounds of the outside world fading away. Tonight is different from other nights. Tonight, you're not just sleeping. You're aligning your internal order with the universal order that Marcus Aurelius called Logos. As your breathing naturally slows, deeper and deeper, you might notice how your mind knows exactly how to prepare for this transformation. Every tension, every resistance, simply melting away. What you're about to experience isn't just another lesson. It's a recalibration, where your thoughts stop poisoning your reality and start creating it. Where the chaos in your mind transforms into the order of an empire. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this comfortable state, deeper with each breath, knowing that the deeper you go, the more powerfully this ancient technology will rewire your manifestation system. You've tried manifesting before, chasing outcomes, forcing reality to bend, but tonight you'll discover what Marcus knew. That manifestation happens through alignment, not force. Through alignment, not force. Through becoming, not wishing. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus wrote those words 2,000 years ago. And tonight you'll understand exactly what he meant. Not intellectually, but cellularly, as this truth integrates into every fiber of your being. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Let this ancient truth pulse through you. Trust completely that your subconscious mind is already preparing to receive this transformation, already opening the neural pathways that will carry this ancient wisdom into your modern life. Your sleeping mind has permission to continue this work all night long. You find yourself standing at the edge of consciousness, where the modern world fades and ancient wisdom emerges. Before you, a marble archway appears, weathered by centuries yet standing stronger than ever. This is the portal Marcus himself crossed each dawn, the threshold between ordinary thought and extraordinary manifestation. Step through this archway now, feeling the cool marble beneath your feet, hearing the echo of your footsteps in the ancient stone, noticing how the very air changes as you cross this threshold. The sounds of your everyday world grow distant, replaced by something deeper, the rhythm of universal order, the pulse of Logos itself, that cosmic intelligence Marcus aligned with to manifest impossible outcomes. You can hear fountains in the distance, their rhythm matching your heartbeat, water flowing with perfect alignment, not force. With each step forward, you release old patterns of forcing and chasing, of wanting and wishing. These outdated programs dissolve like morning mist. Character creates reality. Character creates reality. You're entering the space where thoughts become things, but not through mystical thinking or visualization tricks, through something far more powerful, through character, through alignment, through becoming. Allow yourself to trust this ancient pathway, feeling the worn stones beneath your feet where thousands before you have walked this route from mental chaos to manifestation mastery. You emerge into a vast Roman garden at dawn, hearing the gentle splash of fountains, the soft rustling of cypress trees in the morning breeze, feeling the cool marble path beneath your feet. The same hour Marcus rose each day to practice his manifestation technology. Marble columns stretched toward a sky painted with the first light of possibility. Between them, you see inscriptions, not just words, but living principles, each one pulsing with the power to transform thought into reality. You can smell the morning dew on ancient herbs, rosemary and thyme releasing their essence, the scent of transformation itself. This is where internal order creates external empire, where discipline becomes destiny, where you stop trying to manifest and start becoming the person who naturally creates. The morning air carries the scent of wisdom, of possibility, of transformation so profound that it rewrites not just your future but your very identity. Breathe this in deeply, letting it fill every cell, every thought, every corner of your consciousness. Feel the solid ground beneath you. This stability represents the unshakable foundation you're about to build, the internal order that manifests external results. Alignment, not force. Alignment, not force. Here in this sacred garden of transformation, we begin with a truth that changed everything for Marcus Aurelius and will change everything for you. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. These aren't just philosophical words, they're manifestation technology. And Marcus discovered this not in comfort, but in crisis. Picture this. The year is 165 AD. Rome is gripped by plague. Germanic tribes threaten the borders. And Marcus, the philosopher who never wanted to be emperor, who broke down in tears when chosen as heir, must somehow manifest order from chaos. You can almost hear the chaos of ancient Rome, the worried voices in the streets, the marching of uncertain soldiers. Yet here in this garden, there is only peace. Most would have crumbled. Marcus could have too. That night before becoming emperor, he dreamed his shoulders were made of ivory, strong enough to bear any weight. But even with that divine sign, he doubted. Notice how this resonates with your own experience. That gap between who you're meant to be and who you fear you are. That poisonous thought that you're not qualified for your own dreams. But here's what Marcus discovered in those dark moments. Manifestation doesn't come from confidence. Confidence comes from manifestation. And manifestation comes from one thing only: alignment with universal order. Alignment, not force. Alignment, not force. He called it logos, the rational principle governing all reality. Think of it as the operating system of the universe. Feel how this truth settles into your bones. You can't manifest outcomes incompatible with universal law. Allow this to sink in completely. You've been trying to force reality to conform to your chaotic thoughts. But reality only responds to order, to alignment, to character. Character creates reality. Character creates reality. Feel this truth pulsing through every cell. Every morning before the sun touched Rome's 7 hills, Marcus would rise and perform a ritual that reprogrammed his reality. You can hear his footsteps on marble floors. Feel the cool morning air he breathed, not through affirmations or visualization, but through something far more powerful. He would remind himself, I'm rising to the work of a human being. Feel the difference between this and your morning routine. Marcus wasn't pumping himself up. He was aligning himself down to the bedrock of universal principle. Then came his revolutionary practice. He would mentally rehearse every obstacle the day might bring, not from fear, but from power. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Understand this completely. Marcus discovered that obstacles aren't blocking your manifestation. They are your manifestation. Every challenge is reality's way of building the character required for your next level. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Feel this dyeing process happening now. Your thoughts taking on the color of wisdom, of alignment, of power. When generals betrayed him, when his own son disappointed him, when 8 of his children died, you can feel the weight of these losses. Yet Marcus didn't see failure of manifestation. He saw opportunities for alignment. This is why leaders throughout history have studied Marcus, why those who build empires rise before dawn to practice these principles, why merchants who create kingdoms follow this exact framework. They understand what you're discovering tonight. You don't manifest by wanting harder. You manifest by becoming better, by aligning your character with universal principles so completely that success becomes as natural as breathing, as inevitable as water flowing downhill. Character creates reality. Let this become your heartbeat. Character creates reality. But there's a deeper layer to Marcus's manifestation system, something most people miss, something that multiplies your power exponentially. Listen closely. You can hear the whisper of ancient wisdom in the garden breeze. You see, Marcus understood that the universe operates on patterns, and the pattern he discovered runs through all of nature, through all of time. It's the pattern you're about to integrate permanently. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This wasn't just poetry. Marcus was describing literal transformation. Feel this happening within you now. Your thoughts creating grooves in your mind. Those grooves shaping behaviors. Those behaviors manifesting outcomes. But here's the revolutionary part. Marcus discovered you can't just think your way to manifestation. You must become your way there. Feel this distinction settling into your bones. Hear it echoing through the marble columns. Alignment, not force. Becoming, not chasing. Most people try to manifest from their current identity. They want wealth while thinking poor, want love while feeling unworthy, want success while being unsuccessful. Marcus flipped this completely. He understood that identity precedes manifestation. Character creates circumstances. Being attracts having. Character creates reality. Feel this truth deepening with each breath. Character creates reality. Let me share something remarkable. In his private letters to his tutor Fronto, documents preserved in ancient libraries, Marcus revealed his secret struggles. You can almost smell the aged parchment, hear the scratch of his pen on paper. He wrote about mundane concerns, health issues, daily frustrations, the same challenges that poison your thoughts today. But watch what he did with them. Instead of letting these thoughts spiral into chaos, Marcus used each one as material for character construction. Every worry became wisdom. Every fear became fuel for growth. Notice how this changes everything. Your current struggles aren't obstacles to manifestation. They're the raw materials for becoming someone who manifests naturally. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What color are you choosing? What dye are you applying to your soul right now? This is what the ancients called ruling your mind, the practice of consciously directing thought patterns until alignment becomes automatic, until your natural state is one of ordered thinking. Feel this ordering happening now, like iron filings aligning to a magnet, your thoughts organizing themselves around universal principles. But Marcus took this even further. He discovered that trying to control external events actually weakens your manifestation power. It scatters your energy, dilutes your focus, poisons your alignment. Instead, he developed what I call the sphere of choice. Imagine a sphere around you, feel its boundaries. Inside this sphere is everything you can control, your thoughts, your responses, your character, your alignment. Outside is everything else, other people, circumstances, timing. Most people exhaust themselves trying to control what's outside their sphere. Marcus generated impossible power by mastering what was inside. Alignment, not force. Feel this becoming your natural way. alignment, not force. This principle appears in the mystery schools of Greece, in the wisdom chambers of Egypt, wherever humans have discovered the deepest truths about manifestation. The pattern is always the same. When you align your internal state, external reality reorganizes to match, not through magic, through law, through the inevitable consequence of character. Think about water. Hear it flowing in the garden fountains. It doesn't force its way through rock. It finds the path of alignment and flows, becoming so powerful through that alignment that it eventually carves grand canyons. You are learning to flow like water, to manifest like nature, through alignment, not force. But here's where Marcus's genius truly shines. He understood that alignment isn't passive. It's the most active thing you can do. Every moment, you're either choosing thoughts that poison your reality or thoughts that create it. There's no neutral. Every thought is a vote for who you're becoming, and who you're becoming determines what you're manifesting. Character creates reality. Let this pulse through your bloodstream. Character creates reality. Let this truth transform you. You don't need new techniques. You need a new identity. You don't need to manifest differently. You need to become different. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and your soul is taking on the color of an emperor, of a creator, of someone who manifests through alignment. Marcus proved this during the Antonine Plague. While Rome panicked, he manifested stability through pure character. While others saw catastrophe, he saw opportunity to demonstrate aligned leadership. The empire didn't survive because Marcus had better strategies. It survived because Marcus had better character, and that character manifested solutions that strategic thinking alone could never produce. Your sleeping mind has permission to continue integrating this truth all night long, weaving it deeper, making it permanent. Now we reach the summit of Marcus's manifestation system, the principle that ties everything together, the secret that transforms philosophy into power. Everything is interwoven and the web is holy. Breathe this truth deeply, feeling how your breath connects you to all of life. Marcus discovered that you're not separate from the reality you want to manifest. You're part of the same fabric, the same universal order. You can feel this interconnection, like invisible threads linking you to everything, pulsing with possibility. This resolves the great paradox. How can you accept what is while manifesting what could be? How can you embrace fate while creating your future? Marcus found the answer in a concept that changes everything: co-creation. You're not forcing reality to submit to your will. You're not passively accepting whatever comes. You're partnering with universal intelligence to manifest outcomes aligned with the highest good. Alignment, not force. Co-creation, not control. Feel these truths rewiring your manifestation system. Think of yourself as a musician in a cosmic orchestra. You can hear the music all around you, feel the rhythm in your bones. You can't change the composition, but you can play your part with such mastery that you transform the entire performance. This is what Marcus meant by amor fati, love of fate, not passive resignation, but active participation in the unfolding of universal order. Feel yourself shifting from manifester to co-creator, from someone trying to control reality to someone dancing with it. Character creates reality, and reality responds to character. Feel this divine dialogue happening within you. Let me share Marcus's greatest failure and why it's actually his greatest teaching. His son Commodus became one of Rome's worst emperors. Despite having the greatest teacher, the best example, every advantage, Commodus chose differently. Feel the weight of this truth. Even an emperor cannot manifest another's transformation. Now we reach the summit of Marcus's manifestation system, the principle that ties everything together, the secret that transforms philosophy into power. Everything is interwoven and the web is holy. Breathe this truth deeply, feeling how your breath connects you to all of life. Marcus discovered that you're not separate from the reality you want to manifest. You're part of the same fabric, the same universal order. You can feel this interconnection, like invisible threads linking you to everything, pulsing with possibility. This resolves the great paradox. How can you accept what is while manifesting what could be? How can you embrace fate while creating your future? Marcus found the answer in a concept that changes everything: co-creation. You're not forcing reality to submit to your will. You're not passively accepting whatever comes. You're partnering with universal intelligence to manifest outcomes aligned with the highest good. Alignment, not force. Co-creation, not control. Feel these truths rewiring your manifestation system. Think of yourself as a musician in a cosmic orchestra. You can hear the music all around you, feel the rhythm in your bones. You can't change the composition, but you can play your part with such mastery that you transform the entire performance. This is what Marcus meant by amor fati, love of fate, not passive resignation, but active participation in the unfolding of universal order. Feel yourself shifting from manifester to co-creator, from someone trying to control reality to someone dancing with it. Character creates reality, and reality responds to character. Feel this divine dialogue happening within you. Let me share Marcus's greatest failure and why it's actually his greatest teaching. His son Commodus became one of Rome's worst emperors. Despite having the greatest teacher, the best example, every advantage, Commodus chose differently. Feel the weight of this truth. Even an emperor cannot manifest another's transformation. This is the moment everything changes, where philosophy becomes practice, where understanding becomes embodiment. Feel the shift happening at the cellular level. Hear your DNA receiving new instructions. Sense every atom of your being reorganizing around these truths. You're not the same person who began this journey. That person believed manifestation meant forcing reality to conform. This person, who you're becoming, knows manifestation means conforming to reality's deeper patterns. Stand taller in this Roman garden. Feel the morning sun warming your face. Notice how differently you hold yourself. This isn't imagination. This is integration. The poisonous thoughts that once clouded your mind are transforming, not disappearing, transforming. Like Marcus transformed obstacles into opportunities, you're transforming mental chaos into manifestation power. I am rising to the work of a human being. Let these words pulse through you, not as affirmation, as recognition. You're not trying to become qualified for your dreams. You're recognizing you always were. You just needed alignment to see it. Character creates reality, and your character is transforming in real time. Feel it happening. Tomorrow morning, when you wake, you'll notice something different. Your first thought won't be anxiety about what you need to manifest. It will be curiosity about who you're becoming. When obstacles arise, and they will, you'll feel something shift. Instead of frustration that reality isn't conforming, excitement that reality is offering you perfect material for character construction. This is permanent. Not because you'll remember these words, but because you've remembered who you are. A co-creator with universal intelligence, a partner in the dance of manifestation, alignment, not force. This is your new nature, alignment, not force. In moments of decision, you'll speak with the authority of alignment. In relationships, you'll love with the power of non-attachment. In challenges, you'll respond with the confidence of character. In success, you'll receive with the grace of worthiness. Feel these future moments as present reality. Your nervous system can't tell the difference. It's already adapting, already becoming. You are worthy, not because of what you'll manifest, but because of who you're becoming. And who you're becoming magnetically attracts what you're meant to have. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and your soul now carries the hues of wisdom, of power, of alignment. Marcus Aurelius ruled the known world not through force but through alignment. He manifested an empire not through visualization but through character. He created impossibilities not through mystical thinking but through practical wisdom. And now, so do you. Character creates reality. This truth now lives in your bones, in your breath, in your being. This transformation is complete, but its unfolding has just begun. Your sleeping mind has permission to deepen this work all night long, to integrate it beyond conscious understanding, to make it as natural as your heartbeat. As this sacred garden begins to fade, know that it never truly leaves you. It becomes part of your inner landscape, available whenever you need to realign. You can still smell the herbs, still hear the fountains, still feel the solid ground beneath you. These sensations anchor the transformation deep in your subconscious. Allow your breathing to deepen even more, settling into the rhythm of natural sleep. Tonight, as you sleep, your subconscious mind will continue integrating these principles, weaving them into the fabric of your being, installing them at levels deeper than conscious thought. Your sleeping mind has complete permission to continue this transformation all night long, reorganizing, integrating, becoming. Even in the deepest sleep, the alignment continues. You might dream of Marcus, of gardens, of empires built from character, or you might dream of nothing at all. Either way, the transformation continues. Trust completely that every cell in your body now knows how to manifest through alignment, every thought naturally organizing itself around universal principles, every action flowing from character rather than chaos. Alignment, not force. Let this be your lullaby. Alignment, not force. Tomorrow, when you wake, you'll feel different, not dramatically, subtly, like someone who's remembered something important they'd forgotten. You'll reach for your morning routine and pause, noticing the choice. Will this first action align with who you're becoming? The answer will come naturally, from character, not force. Throughout your day, you'll catch yourself responding differently. Where you once would have forced, you'll flow. Where you once would have worried, you'll trust. Where you once would have grasped, you'll allow. Character creates reality. This truth will guide your every choice. Character creates reality. Let these changes unfold naturally. No effort required. Character manifests as naturally as the sun rises, as inevitably as water finds its level. Your obstacles will still appear, but now you'll see them differently, as raw material, as opportunities, as the universe's way of building your manifestation muscles. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and your soul has taken on imperial purple, the color of aligned power. In a moment, words will fade into pure frequency, 432 hertz, the vibration of universal harmony, the same frequency that runs through all of nature, through Logos itself. Continue sinking deeper as this frequency carries tonight's transformation into the deepest levels of your being, where all manifestation begins, where thought becomes thing, where character creates reality, You need do nothing but receive, nothing but allow, nothing but become. The ancient wisdom is now yours. The Emperor's secret is now embodied. The manifestation through alignment is now activated. Sleep deeply, knowing that you're different now, knowing that tomorrow's reality will reorganize around today's transformation, knowing that the soul has been dyed with new colors of thought. Your sleeping mind continues the work all night long, deepening, integrating, becoming. And now, as you drift at the edge of sleep, let's anchor this transformation completely. Feel yourself floating in that space between waking and sleeping, where the conscious mind releases control, where the subconscious mind takes over. You came here believing manifestation meant forcing reality to submit. You leave knowing manifestation means aligning with reality's deeper intelligence. You came here with thoughts that poisoned your outcomes. You leave with thoughts that create empires. Feel the truth of this settling into your bones, into your cells, into the very core of who you are. The journey you've taken tonight mirrors the journey Marcus took every dawn, from chaos to order, from wanting to becoming, from forcing to flowing. But unlike philosophy that lives only in the mind, this wisdom lives in your cells, in your choices, in your character. Every principle you've integrated tonight compounds upon the others. Your power lives in your mind, not external events. Obstacles advance action when met with proper character. Identity precedes manifestation, being attracts having. You're a co-creator with universal intelligence, not a solo force. Alignment manifests more powerfully than ambition ever could. These aren't concepts, they're your new operating system, as fundamental as breathing, as natural as sleeping, as powerful as nature itself. Character creates reality. Feel this truth in every heartbeat. Character creates reality. See yourself a week from now, facing a familiar challenge, but responding with unfamiliar wisdom. Watch as the obstacle transforms into opportunity. Notice how different you feel, how naturally aligned action flows. See yourself a month from now, manifesting not through force, but through character, creating outcomes not by chasing, but by becoming. Feel the quiet confidence of someone who knows the secret. See yourself a year from now, looking back at tonight as the moment everything shifted. The moment you stopped poisoning your reality and started creating it. The moment you became an emperor of your own existence. This is who you are now, not who you might become, who you are. The transformation is complete. The integration is permanent. The manifestation has already begun. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and your thoughts now carry the color of wisdom, of power, of inevitable success through alignment. And now, let these words become your own truth. Let them pulse through every cell, every thought, every dream. These aren't my words or Marcus's words. These are your words, your truth, your identity. And now, let these words of integrated wisdom become your own. I am aligned with universal order. I am the emperor of my inner world. I am transforming obstacles into opportunities. I am worthy of everything I manifest. I am becoming who I've always been. I am complete. These words now live within you, not as memory, as identity. Sleep now, deeply, completely, knowing the work is done. Your subconscious mind continues the integration, weaving these truths deeper, installing them beyond thought, into the very fabric of who you are. Your sleeping mind has full permission to continue this transformation throughout the night, in every stage of sleep, in every dream. The alignment deepens. Tomorrow's sun will rise on a different person, the same face, the same life, but with an emperor's mind, a creator's character, an aligned soul, the manifestation has already begun, in the space between thoughts, in the pause between breaths, in the silence between heartbeats. Character creates reality, and your character is already creating, already manifesting, already aligning with the highest good. Rest in this knowing, float in this truth, become this wisdom. Marcus's secret is now yours, forever. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and you have chosen the colors of an emperor, of a creator, of one who manifests through alignment, not force. Sleep, sleep, sleep.